You have what? All right, let's take his case real quick. Mr. Stockner, are you there? All right, this is 19MM1879. Ms. Armpriester, this is your case. Mr. Stockner's over the phone. What are we doing with Mr. Stockner's case, please?
Your Honor, I have not been able to make contact with Mr. Stockner, so I was prepared to set this, to have the court set this for hearing, and we would go from there. If the court would indulge us in a status, the case came in December, that would be the request of the defense, but I do understand the court's concerns.
Mr. Stockner, your attorney is saying she's having some difficulty reaching you. You are presently represented by the Office of the Public Defender. Can you make arrangements to get in touch with her to discuss your case so that we can move your case along?
Yes,
I'm having some trouble hearing you, sir. What's the issue that you're having?
Yes, ma'am. I just got my phone. I had no unit in my phone. I just got to cut that phone.
Okay. Well, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to make contact with Ms. Armpriester over at the Public Defender's Office. Do you have that number?
Yes, it's 252. Yes, I got it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to give you an opportunity to do that, and I'm going to continue this matter to February the 16th at 10 a.m. And that way you'll have the opportunity to speak with her on this.
Judge, could you ask Mr. Stockner to place his number on the record so I have it?
Mr. Stockner, can you give me the number so I can convey it to your attorney right now?
Yes.
239
302
302
7751.
7751
Yes, ma'am.
7751.
I'm going to message him right now. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, hopefully we'll have some progress by next month. Let's just take a look at this.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Lawrence Brown for the state. Just to clarify the offer right now, the state is recommending to vote and sentence 210 days jail with condition that certain credit time served. My understanding is that the defendant has 81 days right now for credit. The state has no objection to continuing its based on circumstances.
All right, let me just take a quick look at this. All right, so sir, I don't know if you were able to hear the offer that was made by the state, but the offer is for you to have 210 days in jail, credit for time served, which appears to be 81 days. Your present status from looking at your violation is that you were $900 in arrears on the cost of supervision, court costs of $672, enrolling and completing batterer's intervention, and showing proof of your substance abuse evaluation and counseling. So it may behoove you to start working on all of that before the next hearing to avoid a possible jail sentence. Okay? All right. So get in touch with Ms. Armpriester and we'll see you in a month. Thank you. Bye. Mr. Casassa?
Judge, I have an evidence hearing with Judge Brown.
Yes, sir.
Raymond Wilkerson?
Okay, let me just find him. Oh, there he is. No, wrong one. 19MM252. Okay, what are we doing with Mr. Wilkerson?
Yes, Your Honor. The state announces a dismissal and termination of probation in case 19MM252.
We don't object.
I'm glad you didn't, Mr. Casassa, because then we'd have to have a full hearing on your objection this morning. And we have a lot of other people, and that might cause you to be delayed to your other hearing. Because, you know, this court always takes precedent. That's what I think. And it didn't happen. It might happen. You have to just come to court every day to wait and see.
Yeah, Your Honor, the state is concerned because we are hoping to have a competency hearing with Mr. Casassa if you would in fact object.
We've done that before. Mr. Rabb, you're new. You haven't seen some of the things that we've done with Mr. Casassa in the past. He's gotten better.
I was trying to be competent.
Touche. See you soon. Oh, yes, we need an order. Okay. Sir, you raised your hand. You ready? You raising your hand? Did you want to speak? I thought you were saying, I thought you were raising your hand and saying, I have input. I have something to say.
No, Your Honor.
Oh,
Thank you, Your Honor.
just making sure.
It was a wonderful day.
You just want to raise your hand and say it's a wonderful day? I just looked outside and it was raining.
It's been a great day.
That's true. Okay, let me see here. So we got taken care of Mr. Casassa. Do we have any other attorneys over? We have Mr. Castillo. You ready? On Jackie Jim, 2018 CT 2836.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Richard Castillo on behalf of Jackie Jim. How are you, Judge?
Good. How are you?
For the day in paradise, living the dream.
Absolutely.
Judge, Miss Jim has a violation of probation status. She's completed every condition except the 10-day immobilization. She no longer has a vehicle. I was
Okay.
trying to get her to do an affidavit to that effect prior to today's hearing, and it's kind of going back and forth between my office, but that is the only thing left on probation that I can't really fix.
Okay. Let me see here.
Hoping she's on the call. There she is.
Hi, good morning.
I see you filed an exhibit back in December, but that doesn't include the request to modify the terms of the sentence. Is that right?
The
So we need to
satisfaction
have-
of, there's a satisfaction of probation terms that was attached to everything she did on probation,
Uh-huh.
except for, of course, the 10-day immobilization. And I also attached the rehabilitation progress notes.
Okay. I do see that. Mr. Rapp? I'm looking at the exhibit. It looks like,
This way.
Where?
I mean. And mommy.
Hi.
July School and Victim Impact Panel and what else?
This one again.
Get
Your
down.
Honor, I'll give you an update from probation. We don't have any progress from the last court date. I think they feel last time.
Uh-huh.
This is the ninth time up for this case.
Okay.
We're still waiting for DUI school victim impact panel.
No,
I know
it's,
it was mentioned something about the vehicle impoundment that hasn't been addressed.
Right.
Full. And she was referred to aftercare. So that's part of the probation to complete aftercare, which is outpatient counseling, which if you look at the original plea on this, she avoided the 90 days jail by doing a residential program.
Mhm.
So from there, that aftercare is what she's supposed to be doing now. And then she's got all those court dates that she's missed that we have September of 2019 through April of 2020.
I do have Ms. Castillo over Zoom. I mean, Ms. Jim, I'm sorry. I have Mr. Castillo. Mr. Castillo, the indication from probation is that there's actually a lot more that she has not done. She hasn't done the DUI school or the victim impact panel, and we don't see any progress with her on the aftercare. So that is concerning to the court. Plus the fact that this has been like the ninth time that we've had this case up. And we've been trying to get everything done in order to move forward. So,
Judge, in my defense exhibit, I have the DUI school. I put everything in it. Everything she's
is
done
that
is
the
in
one that
that
was filed
defense exhibit.
December the 8th? And I
Yes,
haven't
ma'am.
looked at this, Mr. Hendricks, in totality. I just saw it up here now.
The victim impact panel is in there.
It says this exhibit includes all of that. It's 12 pages. It was filed December the 8th, and the attorney's indicating that it's showing that she has completed victim impact panel at DUI school, and it's also showing her counseling progress. Yeah, I do actually see the victim impact panel right there on the 7 of 12. I do see DUI school 6 of 12 as well.
Sorry, that was not sent to our office.
It looks like it was just filed in the court file.
So, Your Honor, in light of that, state would request that this be continued the next court date, allow probation to review documentation, and have documentation sent to probation.
Okay.
And you can reassess that. The state will put on the record that this would be the last continuance, so we're requesting a hearing after the March 4th date if there are any additional conditions outstanding at that time.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, Mr. Castillo, is I'm going to schedule this for the next violation of probation hearing date, which will be February the 16th at 10 a.m. At which time, if you'll please file an affidavit on the issue of the vehicle impound, we could address it. We could have Ms. Jim also testify to that, and also provide the information that you gave to the court, that by filing it in the court file, if you could just send it over to probation too, and then we're all on the same page. But it does appear to me, at least at first blush from looking at the documents, like she's made significant progress, if not having been completed. So we appreciate that, Ms. Jim. It's just, we just need to verify it all, okay?
Okay.
Oh. All right, so Mr. Castillo, strike that last comment. Mr. Hendricks from probation has indicated that he will print the exhibits, and then just, we need to have some information on why the court should waive the vehicle impound, and we can do that at a hearing to be heard at the 10 o'clock docket on February the 13th, or February the 12th, excuse me, at 10.
It's fine, Judge.
No,
I'll put
I'm sorry.
together the,
Nope. I'm looking at my January hearing, February the 16th at 10.
yes, ma'am. I'll put
Got
together
way
the
too many
affidavit, Ms.
calendars in
Jim.
front of me. Okay,
Okay, thank you so much, Judge. You'll have a good
thank
day.
you. Good day, Ms. Jim.
Here, you too.
Thank you. All right, let me just get on that one. Mr. Garrett, you ready?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm
This
here
will
on
be
Mr.
Robert
Knight's case.
Knight.
He's also on Zoom, and it says Mill. That's Millennium. That's the facility that he's at right now.
Okay, and it is 18 mm 1040. And sir, where are we with this matter?
Well, Judge, I was just retained. I've just made his acquaintance as of last Friday. So what I was asking is for a reset, Your Honor. I do think there's some good mitigation here. And I'd like to speak with the prosecutor. I guess that would be Mr. Rabb.
Yes.
I'll certainly send him an email and open up the lines of communication with him, Judge. So if we could get a reset, I mean, the next docket should be adequate, Judge. If not, the March docket would be fine.
My next docket is the February the 16th docket at 10. Looking at your client's violation, it looks like there was a significant amount of failures to report that was the first allegation. And then the second allegation is that there's about 900 in arrears for supervision. The third one is that he had changed either his address or employment and left the county after a warning card was sent to him. And then the last one was failing fines and court costs. So we got some financial issues, and also it sounds like a significant communication breakdown between your client and probation. So I don't know what the defense is going to be to it, and I don't need to get into that with you, but definitely speak with Mr. Rabb and perhaps with probation before the next court date to see if there is some resolution so that your client understands the things that he needs to do in order to comply. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, Judge.
And there also is an allegation, Mr. Garrett, that there may in fact be a new law violation, which if is true, there will be an amended affidavit for violation of probation that will be filed as a result of that. So you may also want to speak with your client on that as well, and also with Mr. Rabb. But in light of the fact that it looks like the amended violation was just filed the 11th, and probably there's another one coming down the pipe, I'm going to set this for 10 o'clock for status on February the 16th.
Very well, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Grigoza, are you ready? I thought I saw Mr. Grigoza. There he is. Mr. Grigoza, are you there? He's not there, maybe.
Their business office manager could give you his number as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. Did you call me?
Yes, I did. You ready for Mr. Nuno?
Yes, Judge. I'm asking for continuance. I just filed a notice of appearance, and he just has to do some technical things. I think I can get those done.
19 MM 1414. This defendant has appeared on his behalf for quite a bit, and then he had the services of the public defender appointed. I do see that she just withdrew. I remember him when he would come in on his own and would indicate to the court that he was almost done with everything. And I even have a note on it that his issue, if I remember correctly, was that he needed to complete anger management, and he was almost done literally like 8 months ago.
Right.
Yes, Mr. Rabb has something to comment. Yes, sir.
How about, just give me one more continuance, please. I'll get it done. I'm working with his mother. I think I should be able to get it done.
based on new counsel. However, the state will point out that this case was set for a hearing today. The defendant is not present. The state would request that this be set for a hearing on February 16th docket I guess just set for a hearing.
Yeah. So what we'll do, Mr. Gregoso, is we'll set it for a hearing on February the 16th at 10 a.m. But if he gets everything done, please provide all that information to Mr. Rabb and probation so that everybody knows that he is in fact completed, and have a discussion with them about where we're going with this so that we don't have everybody that's involved be here. Mr. Hendricks.
All right. I'll get right on it, Judge.
So the attorney knows that
Hold on one second.
the anger management is no longer the issue. It's other allegations on the affidavit. We had that back in July.
Okay, let me just take a look at it.
It looks like we failed to do a drug test and a non-reporting something.
Okay, so apparently there are some other issues other than just finishing the anger management. Mr. Gregoso, there was a failure to report apparently, and an alleged failure to attend a drug test after being requested to do so. So those may still be issues that we may need to put some evidence and testimony on at the hearing. I don't know, but we can address it then. Okay, so we'll be set
Right.
for that February the 16th date. We will need to have Mr. Nuno's presence in some way, shape, or form, either in person, or we can take testimony from him over Zoom if he can, get signed into Zoom too.
All right,
sir.
I'll take care of it.
The state may request that presence be in person as what he said.
All right, I'll take care of it, Judge.
Okay, so we do want him in person for that day.
All right,
Okay.
that's fine.
All right. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Gregoso.
you.
We'll see you then.
Okay.
All right.
All right, goodbye.
Bye. Okay, so we may have some pro se individuals in the courtroom. Is Christine Hughes here? Last time she called in, she called last time. She's been present at every one, at least by phone. I'm going to skip her. How about Tyler Green?
Your Honor, Mr. Green's case is also set for a hearing today. The state would ask that you call Mr. Green's presence is not here. And then
Okay.
at the end of this hearing docket, perhaps request a bench warrant.
Okay, and that's 18MM 2835. If I remember correctly, he was present quite a bit too, and then didn't appear at the last hearing. Okay, we'll recall that. I want to take a closer look at that too. How about Jordan Wood? Is Jordan Wood here? Come on up, Mr. Wood. And this is 19 CT 1475. Hi, Mr. Wood. How are you doing today? And what's the progress with Mr. Wood on completing his tasks? Do we have any progress?
No, Your Honor. Yes, just the UI school left, and that's where we've been for the last 6 cycles. Yes.
All right.
It's phase 2, so it's going to be. I talked to this morning.
Judge, is this Jordan Jeffrey Wood?
Yes, it is.
Judge, I'm appointed to his other case, 19 CT 2943, in which he had court yesterday.
Okay.
I've tried to do a little research to see how to get myself appointed in this because I feel like I should have been when the application went through. I just wanted to bring that to the court's attention.
Okay.
He
Mr.
should
Wood, Ms. Armpriester has advised the court that she represents you in another case. And then the question to you would be, would you like her to represent you in this case as well?
Yes.
Okay. You do understand that it sounds to me like the only thing you have really left to complete is that DUI school phase 2. How are you doing with that? Are you making some progress on?
Basically, I found out that my GM got COVID, and so we've been trying to figure out how many people. All this. Yes. And I work 2 jobs, both my jobs. I actually got sleep in peace yesterday. I'm trying, I just haven't made it down that far yet.
How long does it take to get DUI school phase 2 done? I don't know a whole lot about what it takes to get all that done. Does it take a month or does it take longer?
Yeah, we're all so phase 2, 24 hours of education. So they'll schedule him once he signs up. It's up to him to Get down there and sign up. Got the information, you can write it.
Please sign that, please.
And I'm assuming that the Zoom classes are probably at scheduled times too. It's not like you can just take it online at any time that you, yeah, yeah.
Correct. Schedule like that, sound like
Okay.
And Your Honor, for the record, the current offer for Ms. Priest's knowledge and for the defendant's knowledge, the current offer is an adjudication of guilt and time served with conditions outstanding.
Okay.
The state, since this is a sixth VOP court date, the state will be requesting a hearing on that date. That could potentially change based on progress made by the defendant within that time period if he chooses to do so, and with Ms. Priest's retention as counsel.
Okay. Do you understand that there's an offer made to resolve your case, sir?
Yeah.
Would you like an opportunity to think about it and speak with Ms. Armpriester if you are in fact granted the ability to have her as your attorney? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set your case for the February the 16th date at 10 o'clock in the morning. That will actually be a hearing date. So you're gonna have really two options on that date. You're either gonna have completed everything. If you haven't completed everything, you'll have the option to take the state's offer, which was just put on the record as an adjudication, time served, which means you won't serve any more time in jail, and whatever conditions you have will remain outstanding, which I understand is attending and completing the DUI school. Or you can contest it and you can have a hearing, and the state will be obligated to call witnesses on its own behalf to prove its case against you. And you, of course, would have the opportunity to do the same to defend yourself. That makes sense? Okay, so we're gonna continue it to February the 16th, and then, sir, you can go make that application to see if Ms. Armpriester can represent you in this case. And then we'll see you then. You will need to be here in person again on that date, okay?
Judge, could you please inform Mr. Wood after he goes to the first floor customer service window to come to the 5th floor public defender's office? I'd like to speak with him.
Can you do that, sir? Once you make your application this morning, go up to the 5th floor so you can speak with Ms. Armpriester?
All right.
Okay, all right, thank you. We'll see you again.
And that was 216 for hearing, Judge?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, what's your name? Okay, Ms. Castor, why don't we call you next since you've been waiting patiently? Your case is 19 CT 2646, and you are also represented by Ms. Armpriester. Ms. Castor is present in the courtroom.
Judge, we're going to be seeking another status. Ms. Castor was tasked with coming back today with proof of progress, and she has successfully signed up for DUI school. And now it's just a matter of completing it.
Is all that she has left is to get the DUI school done?
We have DUI school, 50-hour community service, any counseling they refer her to. There are fines and court costs, of course, probation fees. Also, more than just conditions, this was the second VOP for alcohol use on this case.
Okay,
It's a little more
all right.
than that, but she's still on probation. No, I think, yeah, probation did run December 11th, so this court case now. Okay.
Okay,
And Your Honor, in light of this being a second VOP for alcohol consumption for a DUI, and this being a sixth VOP for the second VOP, the state will again be requesting that this be set for a trial.
okay.
For a hearing trial, 16.
So, Ms. Armpriester, the state is indicating that the DUI school is outstanding, plus any recommended counseling, that there's still also 50 hours of community service that hasn't been completed, that there are still some outstanding fines and costs that are due. And in addition, that there is an allegation that she consumed alcohol when she shouldn't have. And that's one of the reasons why we're having a hearing on this. And they're asking that this is set for a hearing on that February 16th date. And this court tends to agree. So I will
Judge,
set
I
it.
don't have an objection setting it for hearing. We're just setting a lot for hearing on that particular date. May we have the March hearing cycle, and then that way if Ms. Castor wants to get can get anything done, that gives her time to complete more DUI school, and if not, then we'll be extra ready to go on the hearing.
How many did I already set for a hearing on the 16th? Yes. Yeah, I would agree with you, Ms. Armpriester. Let's set this for that March date. It'll be March the 23rd at 10 a.m. And ma'am, that'll provide you additional time to complete the tasks that you need to complete, which may make things somewhat better for you. Okay?
Ms. Castor,
All right.
please come upstairs to the 5th floor.
Could you up to the 5th floor? Ms. Armpriester would like to talk with you if you have a chance this morning. Do you have time that you could go up and meet with her? Ms. Castor? Yes. Ms. Armpriester is your lawyer. She's over Zoom. And I know it's hard to hear her this morning, but she would like you to come upstairs to meet with her to talk with you about this case and the things that you need to do. On the 5th floor. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you. We'll see you again. Your case is set for March the 22nd for a hearing. Thank you. Okay. Ms. Armpriester, what about Joshua Gonzalez, 18MM2194?
Judge, he's currently in my office meeting with an investigator. I've already spoken with the state. If we could set this for hearing as well, I think it will be a resolution, but it needs to go to hearing posture. I know Mr. Rabb and I had spoken about February, but since it's booked up, I'm not sure if he objects to it going to March, whatever his choice is.
We're going to set it for the same date, March 22nd at 10. Thank you. How about Taja Johnson, 19MM310, Ms. Armpriester?
Judge, we were previously set for status recently appointed on this before the holidays. It seems to be financial and a positive drug screen, as well as an admission to using this intoxicants. I've not been able to make too much contact with him. I would ask the court for one last status before setting us for hearing.
When was the VOP warrant filed? Let me just look at this one.
I have it as of November.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. The state has on record that the defendant has FDA on his past 2 appearances. The state's current offer is essentially a modification to extend probation by 3 months from the admission date, with substance abuse being part of that, a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days being part of that modification. But with Ms. Armpriester having to fully reach compliant and with last few times when their appearance is required, my understanding is that while the court has allowed appearance via Zoom, there has been no order from the court waiving appearance at DOP trials or DOP hearings. The state will request that warrant.
Okay.
Judge, I couldn't hear Mr. Rabb. If you could just give me a brief synopsis.
So Mr. Rabb indicated that this individual has not been present the last several times before the court. And to tell you the truth, I don't truly recall whether he's appeared in person or over Zoom.
To be honest, he's not.
So I think what I'm going to do, rather than issue a bench warrant, is what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this on that March 22nd date at 10 a.m. for a hearing and order his appearance. He doesn't appear for his trial, and we'll address it then.
Understood, Your Honor.
Thank you. Did you hear the offer? The offer was to just modify his probation, extend it 3 months.
Yes.
And for him to have a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days, follow recommendation. So
I have it in writing for my file, and if it's reasonable, I think we could work it out if I could just make contact with Mr. Johnson, which March gives me plenty of time to attempt to do that. I'll get investigations going on.
Say to him, you know, you have a pretty good deal on the table, and if you don't show up, you might end up in jail, which most people
Hopefully
don't.
I'll be able to get in touch with him before then, and if I'm able to set it on the sooner date to enter into that, would Your Honor allow me to move it via?
Sure, if you want to set it in February, you know, for a resolution, that's fine. I just feel like we're starting to get a bunch of these hearings on my docket, and I'd rather just make sure I don't end up with too many of them.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. All right, I think that's all we have for you, Ms. Armpriester.
Okay, Your Honor, I've got those clients in the lobby may be excused.
You may. Just one question. Does it look like both your hearings are going this afternoon? You have one that may not take very long, but you have another one that looks like it's going to be like an hour. Is that still going?
Judge, I believe we filed steps to continue, and then I just sent a proposed order for my motion to depose to Mr. Rabb. So I believe our afternoon will free up, and the other ones were moved to February 9th at 9 a.m.
Okay, that's right, Mr. Rabb?
That's correct, Your Honor. The motion to suppress has been continued to February 9th. The
Okay.
state has agreed to the deposition stipulation.
Wonderful.
And Mr. Levy's two cases will also be
Oh, so you guys are freeing up my whole afternoon. God, I came in super, super early this morning because I had so much paperwork.
Sorry.
Should have known last night and then I could have slept in.
But now you've got that.
Had we known, I'm sure we would have done the same, Your Honor.
Oh, no, that's okay. I, believe it or not, this next 4 years, I'm gonna be up super, super early, despite my objection to it. Anyway, well, I appreciate you guys working together and we'll get those done in February then.
Thank you,
So,
Judge.
Thank you. All right, we'll see you later.
See you.
It looks like I have Ms. Hughes. Ms. Hughes, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
There you are. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, I was looking at yours. I didn't see you in the courtroom, and then I remembered that you either call in or now you're in over Zoom, so which is great. Your case is 18 CT 2348. How's Ms. Hughes doing?
I'm doing good. You should have, I talked to the clerk last week to make sure that you guys received the money that we, that we're having this hearing for today. I mean, it looks like everything was posted where it was supposed to go. At that time, I tried to make an additional payment, but it looks like it has been turned over to collections. So the clerk gave me the information to call Penn Credit and work out, something with them on the balance. The minimum the clerk could take was the full amount, which I did not have to pay, which was the $1,500. And it's what's remaining is court costs. So all my probation stuff is taken care of.
It looks like you had $1,527 left as of December 15th, and then that went into collections, and you're saying that you're going to start paying it through Penn Credit, is that right?
Yeah, she said that, and I called Penn Credit to work something out with them, and the minimum, the first payment, the minimum I'm allowed to make is $420. I have to pay 40% of it, I guess, to get something started with them. And so I can make that the 28th, and so if I'm allowed to maybe set up 4 payments, I can pay. I mean, my goal is to pay it off as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. But if you'll allow me to just have until March or April to take care of it.
Okay. I do remember, I think last time what happened was you had sent in all your payments and they had all gone into probation, although they were supposed to go into like a bunch of different buckets. And then does it look like that all happened, Mr. Hendricks? It looks like maybe we got that worked out.
Right. The only outstanding condition now is the fines and court costs that will occur in collections on December 1st.
Okay. And she's saying that she's setting up a payment plan with them, and I don't know how we monitor that. I mean,
it's just outstanding. That's what we were recommending, time serving or both probation and conditions outstanding, paying over courts, states.
That is the state's office,
Ms. Hughes, where do you live?
Louisiana.
She lives in Louisiana. That's the only difficulty that we have. Is we've been having her over Zoom. I mean, I'm looking at her, and I mean, I remember her because she's been struggling, and she has been like doing her best to make these monster payments, which she's managed to do. I would rather just, if we can not make her fly down here from Louisiana in the middle of a pandemic, I'd be more than willing to just keep continuing this one as long as she's making payments, despite my general objection to doing that. But it sounds to me like she's almost done.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to get it done sooner rather than later, but I don't want to overcommit myself, with everything that's going on right now. I mean, work is, I always feel like it's temporary at best, because so many people are laying off and things like that. So while I have good employment right now, I'm just scared to overcommit, to you and then not be able to come through.
Right. No, I understand. And I mean, I remember, the promises that you've made before this court, and unlike a lot of different people, you've done what you've said you were going to do, which is why I'm asking the state how they would like to proceed with your case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to move your case, Ms. Hughes, to my March docket, which is March 22nd for a status. And that way you can just update me on where you're at, because I'd like to see your case resolved with you being done versus resolved with you having to come down here to Florida to address it. So from where I'm looking at it right now, at least for now, is as long as you're just making a good effort to comply and you're honest with me about what's going on in your life, and then we can work together. So we're gonna just move you then, and then you'll have to Zoom back in, get in touch with Jen and all that other good stuff. But we can do that. We'll just keep doing that until you're done. How's that sound?
Okay, that's fabulous. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you, Ms. Hughes. We'll see you in a few months.